Welcome to the corrections video for Primary 5 Practice Paper for Booklet B. Let's jump into the answers. As I go through the answers, I will also be doing some revision with everyone. So please make sure that you stay with Madam Chia from the start till the end. Do not just scroll through the video, rush through the video, and just go to the last few minutes to get the answers. Okay, everyone? Right, let's take a look at the passage. Now, apparently this passage is about frogs and toads. That will be really what this whole passage is about. In each paragraph, it will be good for you to get the main idea so that you roughly know what this whole the whole paragraph is trying to tell you. And sometimes, yes, you can actually get, and that will help you to get the correct answers a little bit more easily. Okay, let's go through now. Frogs and toads jump, swim and climb, and even glide, but 4 of these species have a preference for walking. The Senegal running frog. So right now, what the next line is trying to do is, it is trying to give you, to tell you exactly what these 4, so do some annotation with me, okay? So what they are doing is, the 4 of these species, right, I'm referring to the first kind is actually the Senegal running frog. So the frog can actually run. The bumblebee toad, and there you are thinking that bumblebee is like a bee, right? But how come I'm referring to a toad? The red-banded rubber frog, and also that is, sorry about that. We are 1, 2, 3, yes. And the last kind will be the tiger-legged monkey frog. So these four species, they do not walk like dogs, blank other 4-legged animals. Now, at this point in time, you have to really try to understand what the second sentence is trying to tell you. So apparently, I do have 2 things. Firstly, I'm telling you that these 4 species, they do not walk like dogs. So actually, I see dogs as one of the options. And the second option would be other 4-legged animals. So definitely dog is a kind of 4-legged animal. So just so that the author is trying to tell you dogs blank other 4-legged animals. So what's the answer over here? It should be option M. So let me go back to my pen. Option M over here. So write all your letters properly, because there's no OAS for you to shade. All the markers, all the teachers will be marking your letters, your words. So please make sure you write properly so that you do not get it all marked wrong, because the teacher mistook your letter for some other letter. All right. So by the way, please do not look at Madam Chia's handwriting for this in this video and then you tell me that my handwriting is untidy. I'm using my Apple Pencil to write, and it's not so easy for me to write so neatly on iPad using the Apple Pencil. All right, so no comparisons, please. Okay, let's continue. Say they do not walk like dogs or other 4-legged animals. Instead, they crawl low to the ground like a cat creeping blank on a prey. So let me write down the answer for 27 first, which is instead. So they do not walk. So how do they move about? They actually crawl. So quite interesting idea there. So let me put in the answer first. G. Instead. Now this instead over here, it actually means alternatively or as an alternative. As an alternative to walking, they actually crawl low to the ground like a cat creeping. So the answer over here, it will be creeping. It will not be creeping on a prey like that. I still would like to put in one more preposition. It will be creeping up on a prey. So it's actually up because I need to give the idea that it is all done very stealthily. So creeping up, then on something, on someone, on an animal, on a prey. All right, so I hope all of you can do your corrections properly, and remember, do annotate. Now this instead, I would like to just tell everyone that if you want to use instead of this these 2 words here, instead of, you would need to have something, maybe say a noun, or maybe say a gerund after the word of. So in this case, this is only just really the answer of instead for question 27, so not instead of. So if you want to use instead of, the whole entire the 2 sentences there, I need to change it. So for example, I can change it to instead of walking, these 4 species crawl low. So instead of walking. All right, so I need to have a gerund here, or you can say, or you can give me a noun or a pronoun. So let's continue. Though the four species are unrelated, so very good use of this prefix. So if you are not quite sure what unrelated is, you can actually just look at the prefix un, these two letters, and you tell yourself that actually whenever I see these two letters, it means the opposite. So these four species, they are not related at all. All right, so here it says not related. They all have, so the next answer is blank, evenly shaped limbed length than the ordinary short front legs and large powerful back legs, blank, most frogs. Okay, this sentence is quite long, but please do not panic. Now, boys and girls, I also need all of you to be very mindful of something. Usually for grammar close, the problem is quite a lot of children, if you get an answer wrong, it's because you actually focus, you zoom into the answer only at really literally the word or at the phrase level. You do not look at the blank there as one whole sentence, or worse, not as one whole paragraph. So you just zoom into the answer very quickly, because you think that the word there sounds good and it sounds correct, it sounds smooth to your ears, but actually no, you still have to see whether the answer after you put it into the blank, does the whole entire sentence make sense or not. Okay, so let's go back to just now that sentence. Though the four species, that means although the four species are unrelated, they all have something evenly shaped limb lengths than the ordinary short front legs. So I would like all of you to use your highlighter to highlight the word then. So as you know, then it is a comparison word. So it's usually, if you see the word then, you will be expecting words like more than, less than, such comparison words. So for question 29, the answer here is really more than. But please do not assume this answer. It will be good for you, like what I said just now. Do not have that kind of tunnel vision, or I think I've told all of you before, horses, right? They actually have, how do they excel in their races? They actually wear something called blinders. So do not just keep on looking at the answer only, like something like, let me just try to draw this. You don't have to draw this, okay? So something, not say draw, but you don't have to write this down. Something like this. Do not just only merely look at this chunk of a sentence and think that, oh, it must be more than, it must be less than. All right, so let's take a look at the whole sentence to see whether it makes sense. Okay, so they all have evenly shaped limb lengths than the ordinary short front legs. So if you can visualize, use your visualization power, please. So all these four species, they don't have, usually frogs, right? They usually have shorter front legs, like the two shorter legs, and then the very large muscular back legs. But now they are telling you that these four species, oh, by the way, I've never seen these four kinds of frogs before, but they are saying that these four species, they actually, their front legs and the back legs are more or less as long as one another. So that's amazing, right? Okay, let's continue. So blank, most frogs. So most frogs, the usual frogs that you and I perhaps know, they usually have shorter front legs and also large powerful back legs. So right now I'm saying that all these shorter front legs and large powerful back legs, the answer here will be like most frogs. All right, so the word like, which is E, like most frogs. Okay, sorry for that, a mistake. All right, like most frogs. So before you go on to the next one, please go back to the first part to see whether it makes sense. So let's read the sentence together. Though the four species are unrelated, they all have more evenly shaped limb lengths than the ordinary short front legs and large powerful back legs like most frogs. So I'm telling you, most frogs, they have the short front legs and large powerful back legs, but not all these four. The four that we mentioned. These species' front legs are a bit shorter than their hind legs. They make up for this by stretching out their front legs out, blank, they walk while using a slight crouching posture on blank back legs. So for question 31, it is quite straightforward in my opinion. They make up for this the shorter front legs by stretching out their front legs when they walk. All right, so when they walk, they actually do that stretching while using a slight crouching posture on back legs. Whose back legs? Their back legs. So you need to give me a possessive pronoun. Their back legs. Okay, now we have reached the last paragraph. So the last paragraph is actually still talking about movements, but now we try to bring in their habitats. All four species lived in similar grassland habitats. Question 33. These habitats actually are they lack branches or foliage. So answer here for question 33 would be that or which lack. But over here I see there is no which. We are going with that. I'm trying to describe the habitats over here. So lacking branches or foliage is actually, foliage will be those green leaves that you see, all right, the lot of green leaves that you see, we call them the foliage. So they live in, and over here I'm trying to tell you that the grassland, I'm trying to describe the grassland habitats a bit. I'm using the word that, which is a relative pronoun. I can also use the word which. Okay, so therefore, which is a conjunction connector that all of you have learned last week. Therefore, it may be a better idea for them to run a blank jump when predators are nearby. So it's a better, I see another comparison word. It may be a better idea for them to run and not jump. So I do not have the word and not. So of course I'm going to go with then jump, which is something like telling you it's like a choice, it's like a decision. It's like going for the running movement and not jumping. Then these frogs blank still jump and swim. However, they choose not to do that. So these frogs can still jump and swim. So this is how they can escape from their predators. So the word can. So these frogs can still jump and swim. However, they choose not to do that. All right, so they can actually do that, but they don't want to. You take a look at your answers. I hope all the answers here are clear to everyone. I do have some common mistakes made by some of you in this class. Like for example, question 26. I had a lot of students in the class who actually chose the answer N, which is okay. So let me just use another color pen. Maybe I use orange. Okay, so this word then over here, a lot of you chose this wrong answer, as well as E, which is like. So if you have chosen like, that means naturally your question 30, it will affect the answer to question 30. Your question 30 will not be correct. So let's take a look to see why isn't the answer then. So the frog, the Senegal frog, the bumblebee toad, the rubber frog, and the monkey frog do not walk like dogs than other four-legged animals. If you say they do not walk like dogs than other four-legged animals, that means you're not showing understanding that dog itself is also a four-legged animal. Don't you think so? Right? Then for your E, do not walk like dogs like other four-legged animals. So if you are saying that like other four-legged animals, are you saying that a frog is a four-legged animal? So this is extremely confusing. The next wrong answer is question number, the next most commonly made mistake, it's number 30. Because I think those of you whose 30 is not correct, that means you already used 30 for, you already used E like for question 26. So many students answer it was actually then. Wow. So are you saying that in one sentence like this? Okay, so everyone in 5F listen. So are you saying that your answer is you want to use two thens? Are you sure you want to have two then, two words then, same word then in one sentence? I don't think so. All right, how about the next one, question 34? Also a common mistake. Therefore, it may be a better idea for them to run. I had a lot of students giving me the answer M, which is or, to jump or O. To jump, to run or jump. So once again, it's the same thing. If your answer is M or, that means probably your it affected your question 26 as well. So your question 26 is definitely wrong. All right, so I am done with this, the first booklet B, grammar close. So do all your corrections properly, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.